What's up guys, T-Mart here, and the hype is real for Call of Duty World War II. Like seriously, the last 24 hours or so have been absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for all the support and all the videos, and I still have so much to tell you guys about. So you guys know, up until this point, I pretty much only uploaded straight gameplay. Like I wanted you guys to be able to experience the game like I did. Obviously it's a little bit different when you're actually playing, but I wanted you guys to be able to, listen and see and feel the game without me sitting there talking over it. So that's what those gameplay videos were. If you guys haven't checked those out, make sure to check them out. I've got a bunch of those up. Now we're going to be getting into kind of the, I want to tell you guys about the game. Like I learned a lot about it. Obviously there are a lot of big changes and new features and things that are entirely different that we haven't seen before, and a lot of questions that people have. I've been doing my best to try to answer people on Twitter, and if you guys ever have a question, feel free to hit me up on there or even down in the comments. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to have a ton of videos coming out talking about everything from the divisions to the kill streaks to everything else that I saw. Now in this video here, we are going to be talking about 5 major things that you will absolutely not be seeing in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. I figured that was kind of a cool way to look at things. So starting off here, perks. Perks are not in Call of Duty World War II, which sounds really crazy, right? Well, they've been replaced by divisions, in a sense. I don't know, it's not really an easy, simple answer. I definitely plan on going super in-depth with this and making a video dedicated just to this. In fact, that'll probably be my next video. But to give you guys a brief little overview here, basically, when divisions were first announced, they said that they had replaced Created Class, and that's somewhat true, but it's not, like, it's different because it's something we haven't seen before. Like, it doesn't 100% change Created Class because there still is a Created Class aspect to it. You still can choose your weapon and your attachments and your equipment and stuff like that, but it kind of dictates your class in a way. I don't know, like, honestly, divisions to me almost seem like they're really a majority of perks and wildcards. Like it's a form of perks and wildcards, but they're all kind of preset. And like I said, we're gonna go into more detail on this later. But each division has 3 different kind of categories. You've got a division skill, you've got a division training, and then you've also got a basic training. And each one of those categories, you can select different abilities and different values to go into that slot and completely customize it to what you want. So like for division skills, for example, infantry, you can get the bayonet charge, where when you're sprinting, you can press your melee button, you go into a bayonet sprint, and it's a 1-hit kill, where normally melees are 2-hit kills because you bash them with the butt of your gun. Or another division skill would be the airbornes, where they have an ability where you can have a suppressor that you can equip or unequip on your weapon at any time. So it's really weird. Very, very different. We're going to go into more detail, and I have some examples for you guys in that video coming up soon, but it's interesting, and some of these things you could even level up. So like the character progression isn't just based off of leveling up your character and unlocking new weapons and stuff like that, but as you do these divisions more, you actually increase the power of that division. So it's almost like a pro perk in a sense. I don't know. We're going to talk about that later. But yeah, perks as they are, like there's no dead silence, there's no scavenger, there's nothing like that. They're all intertwined in divisions, which is really, really interesting. Now, next up, final kill cams. Final kill cams are no longer in the game. There's a little asterisk there though, alright? So it's no longer a final kill cam. Obviously when you think final kill cam, you think the final kill of the game. It just kind of replays whatever the final kill was for the winning team. That's not how it works here in Call of Duty World War II. Now we have the play of the game. So for those of you guys that play Overwatch, you guys are going to feel right at home here. Now the game will determine what the most exciting play of the game was, and that's what you see at the end of the round or at the end of the match. So it doesn't matter when that happens, it doesn't matter what team you're on, winning or losing. If you have the most exciting play, which oftentimes is based around making a cool objective play or getting multiple kills right in a row or collaterals or things like that, that's what's going to play at the end. Like you could rush off of spawn, get a 5-piece right at the very start of a domination, and then at the final play of the game, that's what it would be playing, rather than that final kill cam, which honestly, a lot of times is really, really disappointing. So I think this is cool. It'll be interesting to see what happens with like trick shotting and stuff like that, because I don't know if the game will calculate how many spins you do to determine whether or not that was a cool shot at the end. So the going for final kill cams for trick shotters could be gone, but I think the upside is even more than that. I mean, obviously I'm not a trick shotter, so I do feel bad, but I think, you know, when the whole lobby gets to be able to see the play of the game and it's this really cool succession of a bunch of kills in a short amount of time, that's just a lot better than seeing normally just a bogus final kill cam. So that's pretty exciting. I think it's a good change. I'm excited to see what people, you know, do for those final kill cams. It's going to be cool. Now, next up, the next thing we will not be seeing in World War II multiplayer are drivable vehicles. All right, so this was huge. This was a topic that a lot of people were talking about leading up to the reveal. A lot of people were very opinionated about. You were kind of on one side or the other. Now, I was not against drivable vehicles. I wasn't like 100% pro for them, but I wasn't against them either. Obviously, I didn't want them on every single multiplayer map. I didn't want this to turn into Battlefield, but I remember back in Call of Duty World at War, back in 2008, a lot of people didn't play that game, but on some of the bigger maps, like it was like 2 or 3 maps in the game, you did have the option to get in a tank, and it was kind of fun. If the enemy team wasn't paying attention to you, it was pretty powerful. You could definitely go on a kill streak in that thing, but if they threw a couple of sticky nades or a couple of satchel charges, you were done. So like the tanks in that game, they were good, they were exciting, they were fun, but not overpowered by any means. Like they honestly, you were kind of a sitting duck when you got in them, and that's why I like, if they wanted to put tanks in the game, I was fine with it as long as it was on a few select maps. Well, it turns out that we are not going to have any drivable vehicles in multiplayer. It's all going to be boots in the ground, gun versus gun action, 100% guaranteed. The one time we will have tanks in multiplayer is during the war game mode, and that's a tank that's driven by an NPC. So you guys probably saw that war game mode yesterday. Basically, war is a string of objectives that you fight, attack, and defend against over the course of a long map. And one of the objectives, like one of the strategic objectives, is a tank. It's driven by an AI character, and if your team, the attacking team, is next to it, it'll push the tank forward. If the enemy team is next to it, he'll drive in reverse. It's just kind of this weird, you know, kind of tug-of-war type objective that's really fun. Like, it was a really exciting, really crazy kind of section of that war gameplay, but that's all it is. You can get up into the gunner seat, but again, you're kind of a sitting duck in that position, and that's, you know, it's an objective in war. That's where the tanks lie. They are not going to be in the normal, regular multiplayer maps. If you guys were worried about that, you worry no more. Moving on, we've got 2 things left, all right? So this next one is something that a lot of people talked about a ton, and I don't really see where the big issue is. There will not be any Nazi symbols in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer, okay? They will be in campaign. They have confirmed that they will have the swastikas in the campaign. They want to keep the campaign as true and as dark and as gritty and just as close to a real representation of the war as possible. So you will see them there, but in multiplayer, they're not going to be in it. And honestly, I couldn't care less. If they were in it, fine. If they weren't, I don't really care. I don't understand why anybody is super up in arms about this, unless you're a neo-Nazi racist and you just want to see your favorite symbol up in the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, these banners are like waving around in the second stories of buildings that you can't even get to, that you don't even look at for 98% of the time you're playing the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of the people that are complaining about the Nazi symbols not being in multiplayer are the people who just will never be happy with anything and always want to find something to bitch about. So they're not going to be in multiplayer. That's 100% fact. I don't see a big issue with it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Finally, last but not least, the last thing we are not going to have in the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer are hit markers. Now, we're talking about sniping here, and obviously this is somewhat subjective. Like, this is going to change over time. They're going to balance the game. Things are going to change, especially when we get to that beta in August. They're going to totally rework everything that we played compared to what it is now. But honestly, when I was playing yesterday at the event at E3, sniping was incredible. It felt so good, man. It felt very rewarding, very powerful. I wouldn't say it was necessarily overpowered. It may be a little bit better than it has been in recent years, but it wasn't a bad thing. Like, when I was running around and running and gunning, I didn't feel like I was constantly at a disadvantage to the snipers. But when I was using the sniper, it felt like a good, powerful weapon. Like, I felt like I could do damage with that thing. And I played pretty much an entire domination match with it. I didn't get a single hit marker with that thing. And Pomage, who you guys know, he's an incredible sniper, he was really happy with what he felt, and I'm pretty sure he didn't get a hit marker either the entire time playing, and he played like Domination, TDM, and War with it. And not even just him, I mean literally everybody I talked to that sniped, you know, Noah J, Legion, everybody that sniped really enjoyed it and thought it was really fun and really rewarding. So sniping, at least as of this point in time, is a very effective way of playing this game. And like I said, I didn't really notice that it was detracting from the gameplay of running around and running and gunning and stuff like that, but I'm sure this is something they're going to take a look at heavily in their playtesting leading up to the beta, in the community's response to the beta, and it should be changed a little bit by the time the actual launch comes around. But as of right now, if you guys like sniping, you're in good hands for Call of Duty World War II. So there you guys have it. Those are 5 things you will not find in COD World War II multiplayer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, there's still a ton of stuff I want to tell you guys about based on my experience playing this game. So bunch more videos coming soon, especially over the course of this week. Make sure you guys keep checking back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Drop a like on the video if you made it all the way to the end. And if you guys want to hear about 5 new things coming to Call of Duty World War II, make sure to check out my friend Jimmy or Chaos X Silencer's video. It's a really good video. I'll link it down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace out.